Have you ever wondered what it takes to lead through the toughest times? Or how nature's most powerful forces can teach us about resilience and change? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the fascinating world of leadership in the face of adversity, with a natural twist that might just blow your mind. Did you know that during a storm, the sea level can rise dramatically, causing what's known as a storm surge? And did you know that Winston Churchill, one of the greatest leaders of the 20th century, once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts"? These facts set the stage for our exploration of leadership and storm surge. Let's start with storm surge. It's not just a fancy term for high water, it's a powerful force of nature that can reshape entire landscapes. Imagine storm surge as patience. It's like waiting for a late bus on a rainy day, hoping it'll show up before you're completely soaked. Or learning to cook without burning the kitchen down, taking your time to master the art of the perfect omelet. Saving for a dream vacation, putting away a little bit each month until you can finally afford that trip to Bali. Teaching a kid to tie their shoes, patiently guiding their tiny fingers through the loops and knots. Debugging code all night, refusing to give up until you find that one pesky bug that's been driving you crazy. These are all examples of storm surge in action, the slow, steady force that eventually leads to change. Now, let's talk about leadership. It's not just about being in charge, it's about guiding others through the storm. Think of leadership as success. It's like landing a big client after months of pitching and networking, finally sealing the deal that will take your business to the next level. Selling a business you've poured your heart and soul into, watching it thrive under new ownership. Winning a race you've trained for all year, crossing the finish line with a smile on your face and a medal around your neck. Writing a hit song that resonates with millions of people, pouring your emotions into every lyric and chord. Building a dream home from the ground up, creating a space that's uniquely yours and filled with love. These are all examples of leadership in action, the drive and determination to achieve your goals, no matter the obstacles. But what's the relationship between storm surge and leadership? Well, patience is like the fuel and success is the destination, but sometimes the road is blocked. Just like a storm surge can reshape a coastline, leadership can transform an organization or a community. Both require resilience in the face of adversity, the willingness to keep pushing forward even when the going gets tough. And just as a storm surge can be destructive, leadership can sometimes be painful, but it's often necessary for growth and change. In the end, storm surge and leadership are two sides of the same coin, both driven by the power of perseverance. Let's take a look at some real-life examples of this dynamic in action. First up, Thomas Edison. You know, the guy who invented the light bulb? Well, he didn't just do it on his first try. In fact, it took him a whopping 10,000 attempts to get it right. But did he give up? Heck no. He saw each failure as a step closer to success, a chance to learn and improve. That's the kind of patience and perseverance that defines both storm surge and leadership. Next, we have J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before she became a household name, she faced rejection after rejection from publishers. In fact, she was turned down a total of 12 times before someone finally took a chance on her. But did she let that stop her? Nope. She kept writing, kept believing in her story, and eventually, it paid off big time. That's the kind of resilience and determination that's at the heart of both storm surge and leadership. And finally, we have Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. Before he became a fast food legend, he pitched his chicken recipe to over 1,000 restaurants, only to be turned down time and time again. But did he throw in the towel? No way. He kept knocking on doors, kept perfecting his recipe, until finally, someone said yes. And the rest, as they say, is history. That's the kind of grit and tenacity that defines both storm surge and leadership. Now, let's take a look at some more modern examples of leadership in the face of adversity. First up, we have Mary Barra, the CEO of General Motors. When she took the helm in 2014, the company was facing a major crisis, the ignition switch scandal that had led to numerous deaths and a massive recall. But did she shy away from the challenge? Nope. She faced it head-on, implementing sweeping changes to the company's culture and processes. She also led the charge towards electric vehicles, recognizing the need for the industry to adapt to changing times. Her leadership has been instrumental in transforming GM into a more resilient and forward-thinking company. Next, we have the story of South Korea's economic turnaround after the 1997 Asian financial crisis. The country was hit hard by the crisis, with its currency plummeting and its economy in shambles. But instead of giving up, the government and business leaders came together to implement bold reforms. They restructured the financial sector, opened up the economy to foreign investment, and focused on innovation and technology. The result? A robust recovery that saw South Korea emerge as one of the world's leading economies. It's a testament to the power of strong leadership and resilience in the face of even the most severe economic storms. But what about the natural phenomenon that inspired this whole discussion, storm surge? Well, it's not just a metaphor for patience and change, it's a real force of nature that can have a profound impact on our world. Take, for example, the storm surge caused by Hurricane Katrina in 2005. The surge was so powerful that it breached the levees in New Orleans, flooding the city and causing widespread destruction. But in the aftermath, the city was rebuilt and reshaped, with new levees and flood protection systems put in place. It's a stark reminder of the power of nature to both destroy and create, much like the dual nature of leadership. Another example of storm surge in action is the 2012 Hurricane Sandy, which caused a massive surge along the east coast of the United States. The surge flooded coastal communities, washed away beaches, and even created new inlets. But in the years since, those same communities have been rebuilt and strengthened, with new seawalls and dunes put in place to protect against future storms. It's a testament to the resilience of both nature and humanity, and a reminder that even the most destructive forces can lead to positive change. And finally, we have the storm surge caused by Typhoon Haiyan in 2013, which devastated parts of the Philippines. The surge was so powerful that it swept away entire villages, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. But in the aftermath, the Filipino people came together to rebuild their communities, with new homes and infrastructure put in place. It's a powerful example of the human spirit's ability to overcome even the most daunting challenges, much like the resilience and determination required for effective leadership. So, what can we learn from all of this? Well, for one thing, leadership and storm surge are more closely related than you might think. Both require patience, resilience, and the willingness to keep pushing forward, even in the face of adversity. Both can be destructive, but also transformative, reshaping landscapes and organizations in profound ways. And both are driven by the power of perseverance, the belief that even the darkest storms can be weathered and overcome. But perhaps the most important lesson we can take away from all of this is that leadership is not just about being in charge, it's about guiding others through the storm. It's about having the courage to face challenges head-on, to make tough decisions, and to inspire others to keep going, even when the going gets tough. It's about recognizing that even the most destructive forces can lead to positive change, if we have the resilience and determination to see it through. So, the next time you find yourself facing a storm, whether it's a literal one or a metaphorical one, remember the lessons of leadership and storm surge. Remember that patience and perseverance can move mountains, and that even the darkest times can lead to brighter days. And most importantly, remember that you have the power to lead, to inspire, and to create change, no matter what challenges come your way. Because at the end of the day, leadership is not just about weathering the storm, it's about using that storm as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become the best version of yourself. It's about recognizing that even the most powerful forces of nature can be harnessed for good, if we have the courage and the vision to do so. And it's about never giving up, never backing down, and always pushing forward, no matter what obstacles stand in your way. So, go out there and lead. Embrace the storm surge, and use it to reshape your world. Because with patience, resilience, and a little bit of grit, there's nothing you can't achieve. And who knows? You might just find that the storm was the best thing that ever happened to you. Welcome back, folks. We're diving deeper into the theme of leadership in the face of adversity, drawing inspiration from nature's storm surge, Winston Churchill's teachings, and Mary Barra's strategies at General Motors. Today, we'll explore 3 philosophies from these leaders, connect them to the concept of storm surge, and see how they apply to everyday heroes. Let's get started, shall we? First up, let's channel Winston Churchill, the master of perseverance and leadership in crisis. If Churchill were Aristotle, he'd be all about arete, the pursuit of excellence. Just like a storm surge reshapes landscapes, leaders with arete transform challenges into opportunities. They don't just weather the storm, they use it to carve out new paths and inspire others. Pretty cool, huh? Let's break this down with some examples. Imagine an athlete like Usain Bolt, the fastest man on earth. Bolt's arete isn't just about speed, it's about pushing his limits every day, even when injuries or setbacks try to slow him down. Just like a storm surge reshapes the coast, Bolt uses adversity to redefine what's possible in track and field. Now, picture a chef like Gordon Ramsay. His pursuit of culinary excellence is relentless, even when faced with kitchen disasters or critical reviews. Ramsay's arete is like a storm surge, constantly pushing the boundaries of flavor and technique, transforming the dining experience. Finally, consider a painter like Frida Kahlo. Her art was born from personal pain and adversity, yet she used it to create masterpieces that still inspire us today. Kahlo's arete is like a storm surge, reshaping her inner world into powerful, transformative art. Now, let's switch gears to Mary Barra, the CEO of General Motors. If Barra were Malcolm Gladwell, she'd swear by the 10,000-hour rule, the idea that mastery comes from dedicated practice. Just like a storm surge builds over time, leaders who embrace the 10,000-hour rule gradually reshape their skills and their organizations. They don't expect instant results, they know that true transformation takes time and effort. Sounds like a plan, right? Let's see this in action. Imagine a guitarist like Jimi Hendrix. His mastery of the guitar didn't come overnight, it was the result of countless hours of practice, even when his fingers bled or his amp broke. Hendrix's 10,000 hours were like a storm surge, gradually building his skills until he could reshape the sound of rock music. Now, picture a coder like Ada Lovelace. Her pioneering work in computer programming was built on years of study and experimentation, even when the technology was primitive and the concepts were abstract. Lovelace's 10,000 hours were like a storm surge, slowly but surely reshaping the world of computing. Finally, consider a surgeon like Dr. Christian Barnard. His groundbreaking heart transplant surgery was the culmination of decades of practice, research, and learning from failures. Barnard's 10,000 hours were like a storm surge, gradually building his expertise until he could reshape the field of medicine. Now, let's dive into some inspiring stories of leadership in the face of adversity. First up, the rise of Disney from bankruptcy to empire. In the 1930s, Walt Disney was on the brink of financial ruin, with his studio struggling to stay afloat. But Disney, like a storm surge, used this adversity to reshape his company. He poured his heart into creating Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, a risky move that paid off spectacularly. The film's success not only saved Disney from bankruptcy but also laid the foundation for the global entertainment empire we know today. Talk about turning the tide. Next, let's look at Elon Musk's journey with SpaceX. In the early 2000s, Musk's dream of revolutionizing space travel seemed doomed to fail. 3 consecutive rocket launches ended in explosions, nearly bankrupting the company. But Musk, like a storm surge, refused to be deterred. He learned from each failure, made crucial improvements, and finally achieved a successful launch in 2008. That moment was a turning point for SpaceX, proving that even the most turbulent storms can lead to incredible breakthroughs. Musk's story is like a comedy of errors that ends in triumph, kind of like trying to assemble IKEA furniture without the instructions, only to end up with a masterpiece. Finally, let's celebrate Oprah Winfrey's rags to TV queen journey. Growing up in poverty and facing numerous challenges, Oprah's early life was a storm of adversity. But she used that storm surge to reshape her future. Starting as a local news anchor, Oprah's charisma and empathy propelled her to national fame with The Oprah Winfrey Show. Her ability to connect with audiences and tackle tough issues transformed daytime television and made her a global icon. Oprah's story is like a superhero origin tale, from humble beginnings to saving the world, one interview at a time. So, what can we learn from these philosophies and stories? First, like Winston Churchill's pursuit of arete, we must strive for excellence even in the face of adversity. Whether we're athletes, chefs, or painters, we can use challenges to reshape our skills and inspire others. Second, like Mary Barra's embrace of the 10,000-hour rule, we must be patient and persistent in our journey towards mastery. Whether we're guitarists, coders, or surgeons, we can gradually build our expertise and transform our fields. And finally, like the leaders at Disney, SpaceX, and Oprah's empire, we must see adversity as an opportunity to reshape our future. Just like a storm surge, we can use the power of nature, or in this case, the power of leadership, to create something truly remarkable. So, the next time you face a storm in your life, remember these lessons. Embrace the challenge, pursue excellence, and never give up. Who knows? You might just reshape your world in ways you never imagined. And hey, if all else fails, just remember, Leadership is like trying to herd cats. It's chaotic, unpredictable, and sometimes hilarious, but with patience and persistence, you can achieve the impossible. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you in the next part of our series on leadership in the face of adversity. As we wrap up our journey through the tempestuous seas of leadership in the face of adversity, let's take a moment to reflect on the powerful lessons we've learned. You see the point, don't you? Leadership isn't just about navigating calm waters, it's about steering the ship through the storm surge, where the rising sea level can cause significant change and destruction, yet also demonstrates the power of nature to reshape landscapes. Just like Winston Churchill, who emphasized perseverance and leadership in crisis, never giving up and leading by example during the darkest times of World War II, we too can harness this resilience in our own lives. Let's dive into some inspiring stories that showcase this resilience. Take Steve Jobs, for instance. After being ousted from Apple, the company he co-founded, Jobs didn't let that setback define him. Instead, he returned to Apple in 1997 and led the company to unprecedented success with products like the iPod, iPhone, and iPad. His journey is a testament to the power of resilience and the ability to turn adversity into opportunity. Life lessons are like Wi-Fi signals, hard to catch but game-changing when you do. Then there's Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison yet never lost sight of his vision for a free and equal South Africa. Upon his release, he led the country through a peaceful transition to democracy, becoming its first black president. Mandela's story is a powerful reminder that perseverance can lead to monumental change, even after the longest of waits. It's like waiting for your favorite show to come back from a long hiatus, frustrating but worth it in the end. Albert Einstein, too, faced his share of adversity. He struggled in school and didn't speak until he was 4 years old. Yet, he went on to become one of the most influential scientists of all time, developing the theory of relativity. Einstein's late-blooming genius shows us that it's never too late to make a significant impact. It's like finally getting the hang of a new skill after countless failed attempts. Suddenly, everything clicks. And let's not forget Ludwig van Beethoven, who continued to compose some of his most profound works even as he lost his hearing. His ability to create masterpieces like the Ninth Symphony despite his deafness is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to overcome even the most daunting challenges. It's like trying to enjoy a concert with earplugs in, difficult, but not impossible. Now, let's shift our focus to the business world. Mary Barra's strategy at General Motors is a prime example of leadership in the face of adversity. She focused on transformation and resilience, steering the company through challenges like the ignition switch crisis and the shift to electric vehicles. Her leadership style is like a GPS recalculating the route when you take a wrong turn, always finding a way to get back on track. The turnaround of South Korea's economy after the 1997 Asian financial crisis is another powerful example. Strong leadership and resilience led to economic reforms and a robust recovery, showcasing how effective leadership can navigate through and overcome severe economic storms. It's like watching a plant grow back stronger after being pruned. Sometimes, adversity can lead to greater strength. So, what does this mean for life? And can we apply it? Absolutely. Here are 5 tips to help you navigate your own storms. 1. Break goals into bite-sized chunks. Just like a storm surge can be overwhelming, so can large goals. By breaking them down into smaller, manageable tasks, you can make steady progress and maintain momentum. It's like eating an elephant, one bite at a time. 2. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Every setback is a chance to grow and improve. Instead of letting failure discourage you, use it as a stepping stone to success. It's like falling off a bike, you get back on and keep pedaling. 3. Surround yourself with a supportive network. Having people who believe in you and your vision can make all the difference when facing adversity. They can provide encouragement, advice, and a fresh perspective. It's like having a cheering squad at a marathon. Sometimes, their support is what keeps you going. 4. Stay adaptable and open to change. The world is constantly evolving, and so must we. Being willing to pivot and try new approaches can help you navigate through challenges more effectively. It's like trying to find your way through a maze. Sometimes, you need to backtrack and try a different path. 5. Maintain a positive mindset. Your attitude can greatly influence your ability to overcome adversity. By focusing on the possibilities rather than the obstacles, you can find the strength to keep moving forward. It's like looking at a glass half full instead of half empty. Perspective is everything. As we come to the end of our journey, I want to leave you with some questions to ponder. What's your toughest trait? Share below. Could you keep going after 1,000 no's? How do you stay resilient in the face of adversity? What's the most significant change you've experienced due to a storm surge in your life? And finally, who is your leadership role model, and why? Remember, leadership in the face of adversity is not just about surviving the storm, it's about using the storm to reshape your landscape and emerge stronger on the other side. Just like a storm surge can cause significant change and destruction, yet also demonstrates the power of nature to reshape landscapes, so too can adversity lead to growth and transformation in our lives. So, the next time you find yourself in the midst of a storm, remember the lessons we've learned today. Embrace the challenge, stay resilient, and keep pushing forward. You never know what incredible changes and opportunities might be waiting on the other side. Thank you for joining me on this journey through leadership in the face of adversity. I hope you've found inspiration and practical insights to help you navigate your own storms. Keep leading, keep learning, and keep growing. Until next time, stay strong and stay resilient.